Fantasy Football, back at you here. We're talking Week 7. We're going to give you not only some waiver wire ads, but also we're going to, for a double down here, we're going to give you a few sell highs and a few buy lows here for the rest of the season here as we approach the near halfway point to the NFL season.
We are almost at the halfway point, and we got one waiver wire quarterback for this week. We're going to go Tyrod Taylor coming off the bye at home versus the Bucs defense, who have just been banged up all over with injuries and just been vomiting up points the last few weeks here. Ever since they played Mike Gillen and the Bears, the Bucs defense has been on ice, baby. They have not been very sexy.
I mean, and there's a lot of injuries going around in bye weeks. If you're a Rodgers owner, if you're a Winston owner, I mean,
I don't know Winston this week. Even if he does play, I'm a little bit scared out there to run him out there against this Buffalo Bills defense. Well, how many? I mean, they've only allowed like 1 or 2 passing touchdowns thus far, and coming off the bye in Buffalo with the AC joint sprain in his shoulder, I just don't. I think Winston might be a shit.
All right, let's get into some running backs. I mean,
Elliott's going to play this week.
Elliott's going to go, but maybe if you can get a McFadden or an Alfred Morris super cheap, because right now you could probably get him for next to nothing.
Yeah, with Elliott still looking to play, if they're still on your waiver wires, you can probably get him for fairly cheap out there, especially if you're the Elliott owner. You probably want to make sure you get on that. Another guy, Orleans Darkwa. I know he had a decent game the week before, but last week he went out there over 100 yards against the Broncos. And here we go. This is the stat right here. Orleans Darkwa. Orleans fucking Darkwa had 22 more rushing yards than Marshawn Lynch, LaShawn McCoy, Ezekiel Elliott, and Melvin Gordon combined this year against the Broncos. 22 more yards than those guys had combined. I mean, I'm not saying he only played like half the snaps, but when he was in there, they were running the ball, and he looked effective. And with the lack of weapons on the outside, I think they're going to be looking to lean on that run a little more. The offensive coordinator is in charge of the plays. He's calling a lot of run plays now, and I don't know if he can run the ball like that against the Broncos. I think Orleans Darkwa might be on that, at least that RB3 flex play.
Let's talk about a guy like Dion Lewis. I mean, I think Gillislee's stock is next to nothing at this point.
He didn't get benched, didn't he, for Lewis? Lewis got the touchdown last week,
Gillisley
11 for 52, touchdown for Dion Lewis.
I think James White is going to have another very nice game against Atlanta.
Very spry.
He hasn't got the touches that James White has, but when he's played in the passing game, he's almost seemed more explosive. I feel like they're kind of leashing him at this point because of the injury concerns.
Yeah, because of his knees and a situation like that. They're probably holding him back on the touches right now, but if he's looking to get somewhere 11 to 12 touches a game, I think he's definitely on that flex radar.
And another guy,
especially he's getting those goal line looks moving for him. He got that touchdown against them. He went out there.
I mean, if Gillisley's in the doghouse, and he really hasn't had a touchdown since week 2, I believe. He had 3 in week 1, and then 1 in week 2.
I think he's been on ice since then.
Maybe he's due.
Maybe he's due, baby. But I just don't know. I'm looking at Dion Lewis bench stats at this point. Another guy whose usage wasn't, ridiculous amount. He had like 8 catches last week against the Patriots, and Matt Forte. If somebody lost faith on Matt Forte and he's on your waivers, I think he's also worth a look.
You thought it was going to be a huge week for McGuire this upcoming week?
Nothing.
Absolutely
Matt Forte all fucking day long.
What a disappointment.
Oh my goodness, it made me sick out there. I'm McGuire in the league. I'm going to fucking... Oh my goodness.
All right, let's get into some receivers here. Talk about John Brown, who's now found the end zone. Back-to-back games here?
Back-to-back games, touchdowns for John Brown. If he's still on your waivers, definitely a guy to scoop up. Benny Fowler. Sanders is looking like this is a multiple-week injury. And, if he's looking to miss some time, I know the Broncos' offense has looked a little bit lackluster lately. I think Benny Fowler's a guy who's worth a look.
His injury looked pretty bad at the ankle, but if you want to see a really bad injury, how about you go see Gordon Hayward for the Celtics? Oh, my gosh. I could not stop half vomiting in my throat.
Remind me of that defensive end, whether that Young or something for the Niners.
Snapped his femur in half.
God, I remember flipping back and forth between Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Football, and having to catch that one, I was fucking vomited. It was gruesome. They show it in like slow-mo, even back then in that standard def, baby. Back in that standard def.
It was crunchy.
It was still nasty. We didn't want it.
Talk about another guy who might be missing a couple weeks in Golden Tate. If that's the case, I mean, you got the rookie Galladay.
He hasn't practiced yet, but he's looking to practice. I mean, I think he is definitely worth a look because Golden Tate is a guy who's also looking to miss a few weeks out there.
Yeah, so Galladay definitely can take a look at as well.
A deeper league kind of play. If Tyreek Hill does miss any time, I guess DeMarcus Robinson is worth a look out there in like deeper leagues. Corey Davis, he might, he's finally able to come back after the bye I think Corey Davis is definitely a guy you might want to get your hands on because it isn't like any wide receiver for the Titans has stepped up and been like, I'm the man whatsoever.
And they've got a very good matchup this week.
Yeah.
So definitely could blow it. I think Mariota is an absolute must-start. He threw for over 300 yards on Monday night. He's looking like all systems go here this upcoming week against a very tasty matchup.
Oh, yeah.
All right, tight ends, if you want to dig deep.
I mean, if you're digging them up, we're digging them up. Let's bust it out. These guys, we're going to the waiver wire graveyard, and we're digging you up some fucking tight ends right here. About Nick O'Leary for the Buffalo Bills. Somebody's got to catch the ball. We got Tyrod Taylor on the start. Somebody's got to catch the ball for Buffalo Bills. Maybe it's some Nick O'Leary. Another guy hasn't even been on the fucking football field yet. We're talking about a guy who was drafted in the 5th round, but he was a second-round talent.
He was for Michigan. Looked
tore his ACL in January his senior year. He was a second-round talent.
In a bowl game, I'm pretty sure.
And Jake Butt tore his ACL in that bowl game. That's like the bad news for you. He slid from the 2nd to the 5th round. And if he's looking to get out there, I think Jake Butt, especially in Dynasty, if he's out there in your Dynasty League, I think Jake Butt is definitely worth a look for. Oh, he dug him up for you, baby.
Especially if for some reason that Sanders does miss some time, you never know. There's another boy for you out there.
My God. I'm not saying pick Jake Butt and start him. That's fucking insane.
Maybe your second, definitely a third tight end on your roster. If you're in a 20 roster.
Tight ends are fucked in the ass. You need some Jake Butt. You know what I'm saying? Boom.
All right, let's get some buy low, sell highs here. Let's do some sell highs. I'm saying Adrian Peterson. I feel like you have to.
If somebody wants to give you RB1 return value in like a redraft, I think I'm all in on the trade in the AP.
What do you think? The highest PPR points that he'll have this year?
I think so. I think this is his high water mark for the season right there. I think everybody's back on. They're like, oh, AP's back. And if they're a believer and they're looking to give you RB1 value, I think I'd sell him right now. Another guy who's looking absolutely sexy since the Dalvin Cook injury is Jerick McKinnon, but I think he is another sell high candidate. My goodness, he's gone out there.
He's just blowing it up.
Banged. We told you a couple weeks ago that he was definitely the pickup over Latavius Murray. He is. He's sexy. If you're hurting for, if you got running back depth on your team, I think Jerick McKinnon is a definite sell high.
And another guy, I think he's still going to keep it up all year, just not quite at this
we've
pace.
seen his floor. His floor is gross. We've gone out there. You've seen his high ceiling, and you've seen his floor. Chris Thompson.
Chris Thompson is on pace to be like the 4th back in NFL history to have like over like 100 carries and like 1,000 receiving yards or something like that. And that hasn't happened since Marshall Faulk. But with that said, I feel like he will be a solid RB2, but if someone wants to just give the farm for him, I feel like you should do it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Another guy, people might be hating on this. I'm saying Larry Fitzgerald coming off another big game. I think you can go out there and redraft, and you can probably get wide receiver 1 return for him. I think you should get up on that.
Yeah, last couple of years he's really faded second half of the season. And I really don't see why there's any reason that he's not going to do it this year.
Yeah, I know sometimes when you say these sell highs, it's a little hard to muster it, but sometimes you guys got to kind of see the future. It's not what has happened, it's what's going to happen. And I think Fitzgerald is a sell high. Another guy who's selling high, he's just been a touchdown maniac as of late. Nobody has scored more touchdowns since 2016 from the tight end position than Cameron Brate. And I know you're saying, why the fuck would you sell a guy if you say something like that about him? But I'm in on the sell high on Cameron Brate, baby.
All right, if Winston is looking to maybe miss some time, Of course, that they drafted the rookie high in the first round. He's eventually going to progress here. At some point, he is going to be the threat in this offense from the tight end position over a guy like Brate.
Yeah, man, Brate. I mean, you know, he's definitely reliant on touchdowns out there. This guy like Cameron Brate.
He's living and dying by the end zone.
Living and dying. Buy lows. We got LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy's upcoming schedule is looking very sexy. He's got 2 games left against the Patriots. He's got the Raiders. He's got the Colts. What else he got? I mean, it's pretty cakewalk out there for LaShawn McCoy. I don't think he has any.
And he hasn't even found the end zone yet.
No. I think this is the week, though, boys. I think we're all in. I think it's all in against the Buck defense at home with Sean McCoy. Finally, sexy deluxe. I know I probably just fucking cursed his ass, but we're going with it, baby. The Sean McCoy going to sexy it down this week with a top 3 running back finish. Fucking do it.
All right.
Let's fucking do it. I'm pissed off.
Another guy I think is finally going to get going this week, and that's Julio Jones. I feel like this is too obvious.
I mean, they say they're going to grease. They got to grease the fucking squeaky wheel. I mean, he's not a guy who bitches about. I mean, his own coach realizes this guy. I mean, this guy's an all-star.
Look what AJ
game on the line. Why are we not throwing it to Julio Jones?
Look what happened to AJ Green early in the season when he's saying all this stuff about giving the ball. I mean, this is the week. I feel like he's good matchup. I mean, this guy, he could blow it up this week. I mean, it is Julio Jones.
You got to get him before it happens. You definitely got to trade for him before it happens. He does it one time.
He's been pretty pedestrian so far this year.
He's been going over. I mean, you know, he hasn't hit that 100-yard mark this year. He hasn't gotten the end zone this year. I think he only has 1 red zone target this year. I mean,
that's in the
Falcons.
In the offseason, they're saying that's what they're going to focus on, getting him more red zone targets.
Falcons, what are you doing? But you got to get him.
The Falcons have kind of turned into a mess.
And Julio goes out there and lights it up sexy one time. He's back up in that top wide receiver 3 value, and you got to get him before that happens. I think this is the week. Last chance for romance. On to Julio Jones. Another guy, Sterling Shepard. I mean, he's injured right now, but if you get him before he comes back, I think there's no way this guy doesn't have bottom, low-end wide receiver 2 production for the rest of the season.
I mean, Ingram had a very nice game, and he was actually very quiet in the second half after blowing it up with like 19 PPR points. I think Ingram is going to have a very, very nice floor, and Shepard, instant best wide receiver on that team once he gets back in the lineup.
Oh, for sure. And this guy, I know we kind of hate on the old Dusty Gore, but with the Robert Turbin exit in the game,
nasty
Marlon Mack's usage is two goddamn touches after the breakout game. He's not looking like that good of a receiving, but I mean, missed both of his targets out there. I think they're going to rely on old dirty man Gore out there, and I think you can get him at buy low. I'm thinking our low end RB2 rest of the way. Old dirty.
All right, let's talk about maybe a Martavis Bryant here. There's been whispers
that's another squeaky wheel situation.
He wants to get traded away.
He denied it. He denied it. But you know, there's always a little. You know, when there's smoke, there's always a little fire out there. So he did deny it. They might be looking to grease the squeaky wheel. I mean, if they looking to trade this guy, let's get him, Bears. You know what I'm saying? If they're looking to deal this fucking guy, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be first in fucking line, Bears. I mean, what are we doing?
And we're the Giants.
What are we doing? What are we doing, Bears? First in fucking line. Piss on the Giants, Bears. Let's get in that ass.
All right, I'm saying Jordan Reed from the tight end position. I mean, once again, he's very unreliable, but if you can get him, and if you have a pretty solid guy right now, maybe like a Jack Doyle, that you can have as a backup if for some reason Jordan Reed is missing time, which he's very likely to do the rest of the season.
Hey, man, if Jordan Reed misses time, I think Vernon Davis is better than either of them. I mean, Jordan Reed's out. I think Vernon Davis was named the starter. I think Vernon Davis would have a top 5 tight end finish the rest of the way. I really do. I mean, I think at this point with Reed nursing that broken everything. I mean, if he's nursing his goddamn whole body, I don't see how anyway Vernon Davis is not a better option. He is definitely a better big play option. Vernon Davis go out there and rip one off for you, bud. I love me some old dirty big Vern.
All right, let's
Every week I got Big Vern stashed in the league and I don't even own Reed. I'm like, please get hurt. Please go down. Give me some Big Vern in my life. I need it, babe. Some reliable.
Let's give you one more for the quarterback position. Actually, you know what? Might as well just throw both in. Let's put, I was going to say Derek Carr, but if we're going to say him, maybe Cooper, even though I am really not a Cooper believer. It's like at
you get the motherfucker for pennies on the dollar.
I mean, Cooper's had like 4 straight single-digit games, maybe even 5 straight.
Hasn't had 80 yards receiving since like week 8 last year. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's gross. That's insanely gross.
It's literally almost a full season. I'm not going over 80
yards. I mean, if you can't give him pennies at the dollar, fuck it. Let him keep them then. I mean, I'm not. There's no way you give him 50 cents on the dollar. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. 15 cents absolute most.
All right, don't get Cooper. But I feel like Carr, you can definitely get him pretty low. And I feel like he's going to return some pretty good value.
How the fuck say he's Cooper, baby? You suck, bud.
You're ruining lives.
Hey, dude, he's terrible. I fucking hate him.
He's got like 7 drops on the air. Hands of stone.
Gross bum. The ball will find me. Maybe you should go find the fucking ball, bro. The ball will find me. I don't think that's how it works. I think you gotta go fucking get it. And you gotta go get fucking after it, bro. Seriously. He's not. He does not act like he's like, you know, he's not. He's a little pud. He's a fucking pud.
Alright. Now that we told you how we really feel about him.
And now he's going to blow it up, baby. But that's why you got to buy low.
Alright. If you liked what you saw, please hit the
When I shit all over a guy's chest, you know it's time to buy low.
Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. We love talking to you guys. It's so much fun. We really do.
We'll be at you ass with some sit starts and some matchups later on this week.
Alright, we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.